to our interview with Miss Goldsky from the Goldsky Spiritual Empowerment Center. And in episode 1, Miss Goldsky, welcome. We were discussing how you have overcome much trauma in your life. You know, you lost your loved ones to earthquakes and so on and so forth. And so I'm very curious about how did you move from that victim to survivor mode? How did you overcome the pain? You know, how did you, what do you teach at your spiritual empowerment center that will help people overcome their pain?
Okay. From my experience, as I said, because of big earthquake, I lost my father, I lost my relatives, close friends, instantly, suddenly. At that time, I was still not mature. I'm still young at that time. So I just cried. I cried for 3 months. I lost everything completely. My soul was broken. But at that time, me and my mom, we didn't die. We survived. So at that time, we lost father, relatives, neighbors, everything, stores, everything. But at that time, my mom and me encourage each other at that time. Also, I learned everybody dies.
Yeah.
Long story too short, we all die sooner or later. Some people die slowly from disease, illness, and some people die suddenly, accident or natural disaster, whatever. So at the end, we have to accept it. We have to accept the death because nobody lives forever. Everybody die, even baby, me, everybody dies sooner or later. So there's no point to try to be afraid of death. As long as I know I die sooner or later, as long as I know my loved one dies sooner or later, as long as I accept the death, I don't have to feel afraid of death anymore. Because this is not special thing. Everybody dies, so we don't have to be afraid of death. Just we should more focus on today. We should more focus on this moment. We put all the energy into this moment today. So then we can live our life to the fullest. That's I learned from my experience about the death.
So, okay, so that's the first step is acceptance,
yes.
And that I get. But how else do you help people overcome their pain and become a survivor versus a victim? Like,
I understand.
Do you have some tools? Do you have some programs? Do you have methodologies? Like, how do you help? How?
I understand. So I have 2 different of course.
Avenues? Okay.
One is to the death, everybody die. And the other one is like more hardships. For example, lots of people are victim of like scams or victim of bullies or harassment, discrimination or abuse, even domestic violence. Lots of people are victim of something, but lots of people cannot speak up. They just hide. They just try to get rid of their sadness, disappointment, everything. They don't have courage to speak up. Also, the society is not ready to listen to their voice. That's the biggest problem, right?
Uh-huh.
They don't have courage. And society doesn't try to listen to victims' voice. So we have to work for the society community. Also, we have to work with victims themselves. So first, I work with victim, and some people tell victims, some people tell to the people who are in trouble, oh, just forget, it's nothing,
Yeah.
just forget it. But it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
People who never experienced sadness or rejection or abuse, they don't really understand how deep their heart. So
Yeah, you're
people,
right.
their heart, they cannot
Mm-hmm.
just forget. They cannot just get rid of their anger or sadness, disappointment. That should be resolved. So
Mm-hmm.
that's a base, because some people say, oh, forget. Don't worry about that thing. It's go away. No, it's not true. It doesn't go away, right? So I teach first, you have to
Acknowledge.
acknowledgement.
Yeah,
Yes. First,
exactly.
the victim has to acknowledge, be aware their own emotions,
Mm,
including
yeah, right.
positive emotion, joy or happiness, dream, also sadness, disappointment, and anger, or everything. They cannot just get rid of negative emotions, because negative emotions have huge energy,
Oh, yeah,
and negative
absolutely.
emotions energy is
Mm-hmm.
huge, and it's very dangerous. It
Mm-hmm.
should be released. If they
Mm,
don't release negative energy, it accumulate
yeah,
inside of the mind, soul, and
yeah.
sooner or later it will,
Explode. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it
like
will
volcano,
definitely explode.
right? Yeah, even
Mm-hmm.
kids understand, even youth understand. So
Yeah.
they cannot accumulates the negative energy because it explodes. This explosion is like school shooting or attacking somebody on the
Mm-hmm.
road. That's
Yeah.
explosion, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I teach them they have to acknowledge even negative emotions, and
Mm-hmm.
they have to uh, analyze the cause of sadness or anger,
Yes,
frustration,
yeah. Yeah.
logically analyze,
Mm-hmm.
then try to find out how to resolve. But, but when victims are disappointed or frustrated or stressed or angry, they are upset. They cannot think logically. They cannot analyze the cause of negative emotions
It's true.
calmly.
Yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm.
before calmly analyzing, I have to help them to remove negative energy, to
Mm,
release negative energy first.
mm, mm,
Then I make them calm down.
mm.
After that, I will help together think how to resolve the issue.
Okay, so thank you.
Yes,
So you've got some techniques there where you help them to get rid of the negative energy that is sitting in the cells in their body, the negative
yes.
emotions and so on. I think that's really important. And how about forgiveness? Um, like clearly, some people will forget, they will acknowledge and they will forget. But when you go inside those cells, they haven't really forgiven God or, the relative or a friend. They haven't really
Mm,
forgiven them. So I'm curious about your thoughts on forgiveness and how important
mm.
that is.
First of all, my program is spiritual, but not religious at all. I myself don't belong to any religious group. I don't talk about God. That's why various people who practice any kind of religion can learn my program, because my program is not religious. It's spiritual, but not religious. So I don't talk about certain God at all.
I just use that as an example, but
yeah, I understand.
What my real question is how much does forgiveness play into?
Because most of the Christian people talk about Jesus Christ. They talk about forgiveness. That's why I talk about God. I don't talk about God. So I don't talk about forgiveness immediately. That's mean the priority. First, as I said, negative, whatever, we have to acknowledge, even negative feelings, even anger, even aggression. Then we have to resolve. We have to find out the cause of anger or negative emotions and aggression. We have to find out the cause and try to resolve the issue. But some issue, it's out of our hands, like earthquake. It's out of our hand, right? After we determine, then we determine, oh, it's out of our control, out of our hand. At that time, we have to let it go. Let it go. But if it's possible to resolve the cause, I help my clients to resolve the issue. After resolve, then after that, if the time will help to forgive the people who did bad thing. So forgiveness doesn't come first. Resolve come first.
Yes, I get it.
Then
I got it.
After that, forgive or not, it's not my choice. The previous victim, their choice. If they want to forgive somebody after resolve, they can forgive. I cannot tell them, you have to forgive. It's not my decision. That's their decision.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ms. Goldsky, for being here with us today. And we look forward to seeing you again. Thank you.
Thank you. ありがとうございました。
ありがとう。
Thank you for having
Maybach music. Can anybody out there,